Hello everyone and welcome. Today I will thoroughly explain 5 fundamental and essential CCNA questions. Let's now begin with the very first question. This question is about a company that has already deployed a network. Specifically, they deployed a new network at 10 o'clock. For this network, as stated here, it's a 24 network, although it's not very clear here, but it's a 24. The question is, how can we add this network to the OSPF domain? In fact, you just need to advertise it directly. Since it's a 24 network, just advertise this network address directly and add it to area 0, and that's it, right? So choose A. There's no need for any extra steps. Just pick A. Just advertise it directly. All right, for this question, it's asking about redundancy protocols. Specifically, it wants to know about the first redundancy protocol. So what it's asking is, what are the 2 main advantages of the first redundancy protocol? The advantages, there are 2 to choose, are that it enables automatic failover for the default gateway. In other words, when a failure is detected, it can switch to another gateway, right? I have 2 gateways here, and then a switch. And then there are hosts connected below, hosts connected here, and the host traffic. This host doesn't know that I have 2 gateways, right? I've configured this redundancy protocol, so at first traffic might go through the primary gateway, the active one, while over here there's a standby. All the traffic goes through the primary gateway, and if the primary gateway node fails or the link goes down, then the switch will learn the VIP, the V mark, on its other interface. That means the virtual mark is picked up by this interface. Once it's acquired and learned, the traffic will start flowing this way. It's the same process. So for this question, there's another correct answer, which is this. It allows multiple devices in the network to act as a single virtual gateway to provide services for clients. Now, how many devices does it allow? By default, it allows 4, right? There are 3 in standby and 1 active, so 4 in total. So the correct answers for this question are D and E. Let's check the correct answers. Yes, D and E. All right, this question is about the VRRP public protocol, which is also the first redundancy protocol. It's the same as the first redundancy protocol we just learned and discussed. If you want to learn more about CCIE lab exam materials, feel free to send me a private message or leave a comment below the video for technical discussions. It's just that this is a public protocol. So for this public protocol, what is its mark? Its mark is a fixed value. There is an organization called IANA, which is responsible for allocating IPv4 addresses, and it also allocates MAC addresses. The OUI it assigns, meaning the prefix it allocates, is fixed, specifically 0005E. This is a fixed value, so all the other options are incorrect, right? That's wrong. And by the way, let me tell you, apart from the first 24 bits, which are a fixed value, 005E, there are also 2 zeros after that. What do they represent? They indicate that this is for VRRP. Then there's another 01, which is an extension of the group number, and after that, the 0A is the group number itself. The group number here is user-defined. In the past, there were too few of them, right? So they expanded it by 2 digits. So these are all group numbers. Therefore, the absolutely correct answer is B, and that is the final determination. Let's look at the correct answer. It's B. All right, question 4. So for question 4, it's also asking us about VRRP. Basically, these questions are all similar. It asks, in this network environment, why do we need to deploy VRRP when configuring a new subnet? Why do we need to deploy the VRRP protocol? It's to ensure that, well, in a network, it's impossible for all the devices to be from the same manufacturer, right? And it's also impossible to only use Cisco devices, right? You might also encounter devices from other manufacturers, and if you use Cisco's proprietary protocol with those, it won't work, right? Other manufacturers don't support it. So, in order for all manufacturers to be compatible and operate with each other, right? That's precisely why the Virtual Router Redundancy Protocol, often abbreviated as VRRP, was specifically introduced. So, in order to ensure network resilience and high availability, you absolutely have to utilize the VRRP protocol. And the correct answer to this particular question is indeed option B. All right, question 5. Okay, question 5 is the same as question 4. Why do we use VRRP? This is to provide redundant services for endpoints in a multi-vendor network. It's the same reason. All right, submit. If you want to learn Cisco technologies or get Cisco exam questions, please send me a private message or leave a comment below the video to discuss technology.